My dear viewers, hello and welcome to a new episode of our program Cultural Magazine, during which we're going to bring you the latest cultural events that are taking place in Egypt. Please stay tuned.
In celebration of the 100th anniversary of the discovery of the tomb of the golden pharaoh Tutankhamun, the Luxor Museum of Ancient Egyptian Art opens the museum's library after completing its development work and hold a series of events. Secretary General of the Supreme Council of Antiquities, Mustafa Waziri, explained that the development work of the library of the Luxor Museum of Ancient Egyptian Art lasted for a year, and it included the establishment of its own database and enriching it with a variety of books in Arabic, English, and German, specialized in ancient and modern Egyptian history and Islamic and Coptic history, as well as museums, arts, and industries. He noted that the number of these books amounted to nearly 4,000, including 2,000 books that were shelved in a special wing of the library of Hag Ahmed Yusuf, the Sheikh of Restorers, and the most prominent of which are a group of books specialized in boats, through which it is possible to identify the complex restoration method of restoring the ancient boat of the pharaoh Khufu. For his part, head of the museum sector at the Supreme Council of Antiquities, Mu'min Osman, added that the celebration also includes the opening of a temporary archaeological exhibition entitled The Golden King, which comprised of a group of distinguished pieces related to the Golden Pharaoh, most notably the statue of the god Amun in the form of King Tutankhamun and 5 red bricks with the king's cartouche on it, together with an alabaster statue of the king in the form of a sphinx. The director of the museum, Dr. Ala El-Minshawi, indicated that on the sidelines of the celebration, an exhibition of photographs was opened and workshops will be organized to make a model of the tomb of King Tut. His mask and some of the ornaments in cooperation with the students of the Faculty of Archaeology and Fine Arts and the Institute for the Restoration of Antiquities, Tourism and Hotels, and some of the school students in Luxor, as well as the participation of a group of students with special abilities. The Aswan Folklore Troupe recently took part in the Djibouti Cultural Festival, coinciding with the National Day of African Youth, as a guest of honor from Egypt in the activities of the event organized by the Ministry of Youth and Culture in Djibouti. The event came under the auspices of the Minister of Culture, Dr. Nivini Kileni, and within the framework of the participation of the General Authority for Cultural Palaces troops. Egypt's ambassador to Djibouti honored the Aswan Folklore Troupe, headed by Director Hisham Atwa. The Aswan Folklore Troupe is one of the central administration's folklore troupes headed by artist Ahmed Shafi'i. The closing ceremony was held in the presence of the Prime Minister of the State of Djibouti, Abdul Qadir Mohammed Kamil, Minister of Youth and Culture, Dahu Mus Asawi, along with Egypt's ambassador to Djibouti, Hussam Rida. Ambassador Rida thanked the Egyptian Ministry of Culture and the troupe for participating in the festival, praising the performances it presented, which won the admiration of the masses. The Aswan Folklore Troupe's show was the talk of cultural press in the country during the festival period. Ambassador Hussam Rida honored the members of the troupe, including administrators and artists, as well as Tanura dancer Muhammad Khalaf, who is accompanying the troupe in the presence of Amir al-Bagouri, the Egyptian attaché in Djibouti.
A large movement of cultural exchange between Egypt and other countries is taking place under the auspices of the Ministry of Culture here in Egypt.
Tonight, with the Cairo Opera Ballet Company, we have a wonderful couple who's come to join them from the Bordeaux Ballet Company. So we keep the international side of it, and that's thanks to the French embassy and the French cultural the French cultural mission to Egypt. You know, we've always had very close relations with the French, especially cultural relations, and I think that's the only thing that really lasts. You know, politics goes up and down, but the cultural side is very deep and very personal. So I'm very glad we do all this, and we're doing all this in order to raise some funds and help preserve this wonderful place. I think that what we have also that is a bit special is a very active association which works with the ministry. You know, this all belongs to the Ministry of Antiquities, and we have very close working relations with them. I think there aren't many, or I don't think there are any other, NGOs really, and independent organizations working so closely with the state. So.
So first of all, this is our first time to present ballet in Manial Palace, and for us it's a big honor. And it is in the memory of Abdelmonem Kamel, and that's why I was choosing a repertoire that he was staging at the Opera House. And of course, we have even the participation of two very good soloists from Opera of Bordeaux, with their director Eric Quilleret. And I am so enthusiastic of being here with the Cairo Ballet Company and very proud. I just hope that the public will like the performance. It costs a lot of effort because the stage, of course, is different from the stage that we are used. And this is not demi-classique, this is pure classic. The first act and the second act of the complete second act of Swan Lake. So it's a challenge even for the dancer to dance in a different place than the opera. But I am very glad that we can even use other theater except the opera to transmit to a new public what we are doing in the opera. Maybe not everybody came to watch our performances of Swan Lake. Here a very big community of the creme of Egypt, of the community in Egypt, they will see what part of what we are performing in the opera. Of course, and I am encouraging always even the very young people to attend the classical, even operas that is a little bit more difficult, and a classical concert and ballet, because I think that if you don't start from when you are a child, later when a person is matured and have many problems in his life, it's more difficult to go near these particular arts. But I think that music, ballet, opera are part of the culture of each country, and the people need to have this feedback for their culture. Of course, this is a big event even because it is in the memory of Abdelmonem Kamel, and that never been forgotten, especially from the artists, not only dancer, but all the artists knows that he knew his job, he was expanding the art, he was encouraging new talent, he was encouraging even to produce things that have never been produced in the opera. Until now we are keeping the repertoire that he was giving during his life.
Well, it's the first time we're going to. We came to dance in Egypt and in Cairo. So for us, it's a big deal. I mean, we're very proud to be here and to represent the Ballet de Bordeaux and to share our experience with the ballet company in Cairo. So it's fantastic experience, and I hope that this is going to continue a little bit. I have to thank the Armenia and the people from the Palais Mania. They were very nice and we enjoyed it, so now we just have to dance. We communicate, the more we exchange, and of course the more the open mind for the ballet world will be more easier, and then we can share a lot of different things. Ballet world, it's about the movements, the body, and the stories that we're going to tell. So There is nothing with politics or anything. It's just a dream. It's just it's a hard work. It's not an easy job, I have to say. And I felt like everybody was very curious and open-minded to see and to learn and to share. And so for me, it's really like I was very impressed. I was very excited and impressed by the reception of kindness, and really it was so far it's a beautiful experience. You know, Ballet de Bordeaux is mostly classical, but we do also contemporary piece. And right now we're sharing the company. We split the company in two with Angelin Prez-Locage, which is one of the famous choreographer contemporary. So I didn't have too many dancers left. So when they asked me if I could come with two dancers, and I thought the people the more efficient to represent the company. So we choose a pas de deux, very French. It's called Grand Pas Classique d'Aubert. It's really the French technique, I would say, and also the French spirit, with a little bit of a classy and funny, and yeah, it's a really nice and represent very well the French culture. And then they asked us if we could do the second act of Swan Lake, which is the major classical ballet that everybody knows and everybody wants to see. So it's the first time for our dancers to do Swan Lake, so we'll see, and it's the first time all together. So voila, the choice was very easy. Actually, it's not French dancers, but they have the French spirit. It's one dancer from Brazil, it's called Evandro Bosley, and one ballerina from Argentina. So, and she's Lucia Rios, and I'm very proud of them because they work like very hard for a month and a half, strongly. So I hope they're ready. I think so.
First of all, the pleasure is all mine. Second, I'm honored to be here because I attended a party or an event. Ramzi Yasser was playing piano. It was tremendously, and it was awesome. But I think today is the ballet. I'm not quite sure. But I am a friend of Moumena Kamel. She sent me an invitation, and I came, and I hope the evening will be as much good as Ramzi Yasser. The trap is the other view of the rap. The rap is to say the words or the lyrics on an African rhythm. I don't like to accuse the people, but wait a minute. They are advancing somehow, and I would like to play something and compose something with the very famous one of them, so we can jump this era, which is not that good.
Muhammad Ali's Manial Palace is one of the most authentic, historical, significant and cultural places that we are so proud to have here in Egypt, and the aim of this festival is to restore our heritage and to preserve it through merging classicness and classiness. Shuruq Bikir, Cultural Magazine.
The camera of our program is always going after the cultural events that are taking place in Egypt. Please stay tuned.
Among the Cairo Opera House nights on its different theaters, a concert for the Arabic Music Heritage Ensemble was held on the Arabic Music Institute Theater. A number of distinguished stars participated in the concert. The Arab Music Ensemble, led by Maestro Farouk Al-Babli, presented an artistic evening that included works from the time of old beautiful art, which was composed by great musicians. The concert was held on the Arab Music Ensemble Theater and presented by Ahmed Al-Waziri, Radwa Saeed, Mazen Deroz, Angham Mustafa, Atif Abdel Hamid, Hanan Assom, Yasser Suleiman, and Hasne. Among the works performed was Ibn al-Balad music for Muhammad Abdel Wahab, Ya Ra'i al-Dhiba from the Old Heritage for Kamil al-Khola'i, Bayani Walla Sharini for Mahmoud al-Sharif, Ya Jamil Yalli Hina ساكن في حي السيدة for Muhammad Fawzi, أخد حبيبي يانا يما for Muhammad Sultan, حبينا for Farid Latrash, جمال الدنيا يا صلاة الزين for زكريا أحمد, عنابي for حلمي أمين, يانا يا العزال for محمد الموجي, دورين for رحباني Brothers, and القلب يعشق كل جميل for رياض السنباطي. The National Ensemble for Arab Music is an Egyptian orchestra to revive the masterpieces of music and heritage founded in 1989 by Dr. Ratib Al-Hifni, Maestro Selim Sahab, has led the troupe until now in the Egyptian Opera House. The troupe succeeded for 3 decades in drawing the attention and hearing of the masses for the original artistic values in the Arab music. The Institute of Arab Music was opened in 1922 during the reign of King Fuad I and was called the Royal Institute of the Arab Music. It was one of the most important musical centers in Egypt for teaching Arabic music and preserving heritage. The building of the old Institute of the Arab Music is a historical heritage place belonging to the Egyptian Opera House, and the institute houses the museum of the musician Muhammad Abdul Wahab and his personal belongings. It has a museum of ancient musical instruments that are distinguished by their beauty and ingenuity of design.
Well, with this, my dear viewers, we come to the end of this episode of our program, Culture Magazine. I hope you've enjoyed being with me. Please wait for me in the next episode. Until then, it's goodbye.